Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mr. Green again. It's another of my lessons on Algebra 1. And, we've been talking about inequalities. And one of the things I want to make certain I do with you guys is I don't want this to just be done as a mathematical exercise. I want to show you that this is something that is done in real life and really is something that has meaning in other areas. So let's look at this one. Forensic scientists. Guess what? There's a course in forensics that you can take here at Top System. And so you can learn about forensic sciences. But in case you haven't, don't want to take that course, you can always watch CSI and reruns, or you can watch any one of the other shows that are the cop shows that go on right now, that are popular right now. They use this equation. The height is equal to 2.6 f plus 47.2 to estimate the height of a woman given the length in centimeters f of her femur bone. Now suppose the equation has a margin of error of plus or minus 4 centimeters. The length of the female skeleton's femur is 48 inches, and they want you to give the woman's height in centimeters. This is an absolute value inequality that we're going to write. But Mr. Green, it's got an equal sign here. This is where the inequality comes from, right here. Okay? So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to stick the 48 in for the f to begin with. And when we do that, we get 2.6f plus 47.2, and I stick the 48 in there. I get 2.6 times 48 plus 47.2 is 172 centimeters. So the woman's height, h, minus 172, I'm taking the absolute value of that, has to be less than or equal to 4. That's where this plus or minus 4 came from, is it came in here into this inequality, right here. Okay? So we break it up into two things. We get h minus 172 is less than or equal to 4. And you add the 172 to both sides, you get h is less than or equal to 176. Over here, you get h minus 172 is greater than or equal to negative 4. Add 172 to both sides, you don't get 176, you get 168. Or if you turn that around the other way, you get 168 is less than or equal to h. Now I've got this monkey in the middle situation. I've got h on this side and h on this side, and I can write it as 168 less than or equal to h, less than or equal to 176. 176, not 75, Charles. So now we've got a range of values that we can work with. We know how tall the woman is, plus or minus 4 centimeters. Makes sense? That's a forensic science method of using these absolute value inequalities. Wow, it actually does have application somewhere else. Let's try history. Famous battles. In the Hundred Years' War, Henry V defeated a French army in the Battle of Argincourt, and Joan of Arc defeated an English army in the Battle of Orleans. The Doubleday Almanac, suppose you only know these two famous battles were at most, look at this, at most 14 years apart. That's going to give you an inequality, isn't it? The Battle of Argonaut occurred in 1415. Use the absolute value inequality to find the possibility of the years for the Battle of Orleans. So let's see here. Well, we would write an inequality. The date minus 1415 has to be absolute value less than 14. It's at most. Okay? So what are we going to do? We're going to write it down as two different inequalities. Add 1415 to both sides of the equation, and we're going to get D is less than 1429 and D is greater than 1401. Guess what? Our battle occurred somewhere between 1401 and 1429. That's when Joan of Arc won the Battle of Orleans. Now you could look it up and you could figure out which one of these is a valid date for it. Cool? That's how you can use this. It is based upon a history example, isn't it? So, two applications of this, not just a mathematical exercise used in other areas. Hopefully, this helps you realize that is something we need to understand a little bit. Okay? If you don't, make certain you bring in your questions to tutoring. Let's talk about it. And we'll get you through this stuff. Okay? See you next time.